Okay, welcome everybody. Team Building Tuesday. Don Martin here with you guys. First of all, kudos and congrats for getting on, for all of you guys that are with us tonight. And this is an exciting night. In fact, I will tell you that I probably would venture to say that this is probably the most important Team Building Tuesday of the entire year. This one, head and shoulders above any other session, has a critical element to it that no other Team Building Tuesday has. And that is, we are the week building into International Convention. The week building into International Convention, ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you guys that in the final weeks, or this is the final week now, building into International Convention, you can make it the most productive and the biggest results producing week of any other week, bar none, by a landslide if you do it right. You can achieve 3 to 6 months worth of work and results in a single weekend during International Convention if you work and build into and work into this event correctly. You can hit pin levels just by what you do, building into a convention. And I got to tell you guys this, it is the only shortcut in the business that I know of. There is no other shortcut. When you think about the standard business building actions, guys, doing HBPs, doing product events, getting people to listen to audios and plugging into locals and all those type of things, that is the business, using your own product, sharing your experiences, trial size marketing. All that stuff is the standard business building information. But this one thing right here, this one thing, building into the International Convention, is the one single shortcut that can give you 3 to 6 months worth of results in a single weekend. Meaning your business, if this is done right, can catapult 3 to 6 months ahead in this one way and one way only, by getting yourself and as many people possible. Yes, your team, but also prospects, fence sitters, people that are maybe going to do it, maybe not, all to attend the convention this coming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I'm going to talk about that. Hitting pin levels and using the only shortcut I know. There's a reason why Ben Ginder screamed past the entire organization in Market America when he came in a few years after the company started. And that's because he was the most effective promoter of getting people to come to the events, and he let the event do all the work for him and use the events as a shortcut to success. And he just screamed by people. So before we get into the tips and strategies, because what we're going to talk about tonight is what to do in your final week approaching convention. In fact, some of this stuff you should have been doing in the weeks approaching and building into and leading into convention. But, we have about 3 or 4 days, before it gets launched, right? And 3 days before we launch it. And I'm going to tell you what to do, and you can make a massive impact. You can, again, produce months and months of results here if what you do over the next few days building into International Convention. And by the way, when International Convention starts, you don't stop there. If it starts on Friday, you work Friday to get people to attend Saturday. You work Saturday to get people to attend Sunday. Especially a guest or a prospect or a fence sitter, right? As long as they attend one day, they're good. If you're an unfranchised owner, you need to attend them. You need to attend all 3, though. Well, I'm going to talk about that, how it goes. But anyway, before we get into the tips and strategies on what to do, and I'm going to give you the precise thing that I've done that's made me millions in the business. As you guys might know, I'm not a perfect human being. None of us are. But there's one thing that I was really stinking good at. And there's one thing that I think is head and shoulders that's put me where I'm at financially in the business, and that is my commitment and willingness to push to the last second to get people to go to convention, because I know that one single thing can change their life over and above anything else our business can do. It's the reason why I was so persistent on Gina, Vina, Jason, Darwin, Becky and Dan, and my dad, every single person that's made it in the business. Malave, I'll tell you. Pastor Pat, I harassed the crap out of him many times. Right, Pat? to get to events, right? It's just because it is the single most important thing anybody can do, to become successful in the business. And now, this year, because you don't have to actually travel for the first time and the last time, by the way, to go to an international convention, because we're going to be back by next year's international convention to normal. This is a historic, unique opportunity that people can attend it and save a ton of money. All they have to do is buy the ticket, and that's it. They don't have to worry about food, fuel, hotels, travel in and out. Right? You just got to get a ticket and commit to attend, right? But before we get into it, let's talk about why international convention is so vital. Then I'm going to talk to you about the tips and strategies. And guys, I want you to use what I share with you right now to get your people to commit. We have 3 full days, Wednesday, Thursday, rest of the week, 2.5 full days. Today, Wednesday, Thursday, into Friday, to get more people to commit. You should be all in. Like, the only thing I'm doing, I asked Jason, he said, all I did today, I was on the phones, contacting people, talking to people, getting them to buy a ticket, tell them to figure it out, tell them to call out of work sick or dead or whatever they need to do so they can attend Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's that stinking important, right? So let's just talk about what the benefits are, what international convention does. First thing, right? What do you need to do to why is convention so important? Let's just start there. Because the impact. It's all about the impact. Let me talk about some of the impacts that convention does. First of all, let me just share something with all of you that are on that's never been to one. You don't know what you don't even know yet. You don't even know you don't know it. You've never been to a convention. You don't even have a clue why I'm such a nut job right now about everybody getting there. And I am. I don't take excuses for this. It doesn't matter what people say. You got to figure it out. You need to commit to be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Because here's the thing. Let me ask you a question. First thing, is this the only time? So this is the benefits of going to the convention. This is the only time of the year, the one time of the year, and World Conference is close to, right? In February, March, whenever it is. But Greensboro is the big one. It's the bullseye. Miami's close, or World Conference is close, but International Convention is the bullseye. It's the only time of year that you actually see the reality of what the company is to its core. Because if you think about our business, it's a virtual business, right? We communicate with each other, but you guys don't see the IT department, what the IT companies do, what Jared and Lauren do on a daily basis, what Mark Ashley and the operations team of the company does, what fulfillment does, what product sourcing does, what all these things do. This is your one opportunity to see what it is that you have in your hand from a company perspective of a big picture. Why it became a $9 billion company and why you have it all at your fingertips. You see the reality of what the company is to the core, all the company's functionalities, and all it has to offer in a single weekend, right? A long weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's number one. That's the first big benefit. Number two, by attending this event, it builds belief and confidence like nothing else in the world can, like nothing can. You're attending this event and experiencing this event builds confidence. It builds belief that's untouchable. It gives you posture so no one can shake your tree. So you realize, Joel, that they need you more than you need them. That's what this event does. And it eliminates your hesitations. I know you all have them because I did. Until I went to my first couple conferences, I had hesitations. I hesitated to talk to the big dogs, the people that were most influential in my life. But once I got this in my core and I got so ingrained in what's going on, I saw what was behind me, I was so proud I told anybody about it. So that's the second thing. It builds that confidence and belief. Number three, it recharges your battery. In fact, I think the International Convention is the one time a year that you actually get a battery replacement. And I will tell you right now, the world sucks the life out of us sometimes. Wouldn't you guys all agree? I mean, you talk to people, they look at you like you're like cross-eyed, like they think you're in some deal. They have no idea what you have in your hands. They're skeptical, they're pessimistic. But just being there recharges your battery. It builds your confidence. And a lot of times it's not what you say, but how you say it. And when you come back or right after you get done attending these 3 days, your swag is going to be so swaggy right? That when you talk to people, they're going to listen now. I can't tell you the difference. I don't know why, but something comes out of you that you realize, you have the confidence, you know what you're saying is true, not just a pitch, but it's a real reality, and you're untouchable. And people are going to want to jump on board with you because it recharges. And in this instance, I think it replaced your battery. I think we all have a battery that lasts a full year, right? That's it. You have a battery that lasts a year, but the life of the battery, no matter how many times you recharge it, only lasts a year. So you go to international convention. Now, if you haven't been to a convention yet, guys, international convention, you don't even have the you're working off of a battery right now that is just a little temporary trickle charge battery. You haven't even got your battery yet that you only can get when you attend a convention, right? And that battery that you have right now only lasts up to a little bit of time, right? So you all need to get if you're brand new, you need to get a battery installed. But if you've been around a while, you have to replace that battery every single year. Now, when you get the new battery, you can charge it by listening to audios, going to the local seminars, going to the regionals, attending, online or in person, the World Conference, right? But that battery only lasts you 1 year, no matter how much you charge it, and you have to replace it, and it has to be replaced every single year. Has to be replaced. This is one of the non-negotiables if people want to make a full-time income with this business, is you got to be there, and you can't half-ass it. You got to be there for the full time. Make the commitment to do it, right? So it recharges and replaces your battery. It's a third thing. The fourth thing is its leverage. When you get more people there, you're going to get 6 months to a year worth of knowledge. Not only, this is the fifth thing, you get 6 months to a year worth of knowledge in your own brain just by attending for those 3 days in a concentrated effort. You would have to span that 6 months to a year in any other format to get the same amount of information that you learn in a 3-day weekend. I hope you guys get that, because it's just the way it's delivered, concentrated, makes all the difference in the world. So not only are you going to get 6 months to a year worth of information a single weekend about new products, new tools that the company's offering, new strategies, support systems, all the different things. But again, that was the fifth thing. But the fourth thing is you get leverage, because the more people that you get there, the more people that you have that are going to have 6 months to a year's worth of education and swag and confidence and posture that no one can shake. And that's what you need, because, you might get into a position, right? How many of you that are leaders here can honestly say, sometimes you feel like you're working hard and you feel like you're dragging people with you sometimes. I do, right? I sometimes feel that. Always, we all have that happen. You know what happens? The way that you make it where you're not having to drag them anymore is you get them to get the commitment and the education level that you have already had. The reason why you're the way you are is because you've done these things. You've attended the conferences. You've got the new battery. You know what I mean? You've got all these things. And all of you that are listening here that never been to one, you go to this one, you're going to know exactly and precisely what we're talking about after this weekend. You are going to be just blown away. And it's going to be awesome. So knowledge base. So what you want to do is think about hours of productivity. Now, when you attend for yourself, that's educational hours, right? That doesn't count for extra activity, right? Cheryl, we all need an extra heavy duty battery. We all do. We deal with people, and some people are fun and some people aren't. We need an extra heavy duty battery. And by the way, they also install a bulletproof vest. So you get a really strong battery and a bulletproof vest at the exact same time. And you can't get it anywhere else out there. No matter what I say, no matter how much I rant and rave at you guys, no matter how much any of the leadership rants and raves, you're never going to know it until you see it yourself from a big picture point of view. Because here's the thing. I know deep down inside what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, Don's just saying this because our BV flows up. You know what I mean? That's a subconscious thing, right? That's going to happen. But I'm telling you right now, this is the game changer. This is what it's all about. And when you see it from a company perspective, and they're a $9 billion company, and whether you do it or not, it's not going to make a difference in their pocketbooks, right? But it matters to all of us because we care and we want you to make it. So So your hours of productivity, you want to track it. So if you have 10 people that attend each day, and let's just say there's 20 something hours worth of productivity, and you have 10 people there, now in 3 days, you got 250 hours of productivity done. That's the reason why you could do 6 months worth, because if you have 10 people that all attend for the 25 hours or whatever, 23 or whatever, how many hours the 3 days are going to be, every single other person's hours productivity for you. What about when you get to a point where I'm at, where you're going to have hundreds of people? You'll have thousands and thousands and thousands of hours done in 1 3-day window. And you get 100% of what, guys? 100% of all the volume produced. It's the massive leverage. And that's why you need to do. The last thing conventions do, and I'm going to talk about the strategies to do this week, is it builds community. It builds community. Now, this is going to be a little different than ever because it's not going to be the same, but we are going to make sure it's going to be similar for all of us. Because in and around the conference, we're going to have a standing Zoom, and we're going to let whoever's running, everybody that's going to be watching in a watch party, right? We're going to have times where we're all going to connect and communicate through the weekend so we can pour into each other a little bit during breaks, lunch breaks, or right at the end of the events, or whatever we're going to do, so we can all communicate and give that chance that we're not having, because we're not all there, to build as strong of a community as humanly possible. We're going to build it with each other to the max. So we're going to make sure that happens. But it builds community. It allows you to build real relationships. Now, we have an advantage because we've been doing this for the past 5 months, guys, on these Zooms. I mean, we got, 45 people on right now. We should have 450 on this right now. And you know what? Honestly, there's no excuse for any of us, including me, for us all not to have more of our individual personal sponsors on here. We need to go all in and care enough about them to get them plugged in, but convention's where it starts. After they get the confidence and swag, it's going to be easy to get them to get on these, and we'll have hundreds on these things, and you're all going to break records for growth if you just do it, right? So that's that. There's so much more, guys. Vina said something at the first event. She walked up to me after, I think, by the second day or whatever, and she goes, "Let me tell you something. I finally met my people." I mean, that's what she said. Man, I finally met my people. She goes, "I don't know everything. I'm going to get whatever." She was brand new. I harassed her to come. She was busy. She couldn't come, but I didn't take no for an answer, right? And that's what you guys got to be like. You have to care enough about your people to not take no for an answer and tell them, figure it out. Figure it out. And then when you don't think you figure it out anyway. This is one of those non-negotiables for 6-figure residual income earners that they all have in common. They figure it out, and they don't take no for an answer. It's like what a good personal trainer would do, right? If you want to get in shape, and then you want to eat a piece of pizza, or you want to, half-ass your workout, or quit when you could have done 2 more reps or whatever. They're going to push you to where it's annoying, but you're going to get the results you want because of it. And that's what a good leader does in this organization, this business. We're going to keep on keeping on. And you got to care about somebody. And remember, you're not doing it for you. You're going to make it anyway. You're doing it for them, right? You're doing it for them. So that's all. There's many more reasons, but that's a good amount of why it's so important. That the backbone, what the whole business, you just don't understand what you have in your hands until you're there. And by the way, you forget until you're there again. I'm guilty of that sometimes too. I forget all the things this company does for us. And I'm reminded at every single conference. And I'm grateful at every single conference. By the way, for all y'all that don't have your video on, put it on. I want to see your faces. All right, so let's talk about what to do. So that's some of the tips and of why the convention is so important. Here's another thing for this one. Again, this is the first and last time it's going to happen. You don't have to travel in and out of Greensboro. You're saving hundreds, if not $1,000 or $2 to not have to go this time. Not, I would love to go. Trust me, I wish we were having it. But so it's saving a ton of money, right? You can reallocate some of that money into getting some of the new product as soon as they announce it, because there's going to be a ton of new products and a lot of people are going to want to order them. So when you see a new product you want to try, make sure you instantly make that order at that time, because sometimes they sell out when they first introduce and launch product. So make sure you're prepared. But the biggest thing that I think is important, guys, is that you're leading from the front and you're leading by example, okay? So that's that. All right, so what do you have to do in the final week or weeks? Now we're in the final week, few days in leading into convention. Now I think this is going to be a good video to use for training because this is going to be applicable all the time, except we're going to be getting people to come and travel with us in the by next international convention and go down there. And by the way, the impact's even greater. So, there's a little extra, zest to it when you're live in person. You're going to get a good feel for it. The company's going to do an absolutely incredible, the most incredible, virtual event you've ever attended for sure in your life. They're going to have. I mean, it's amazing what they're doing from a production standpoint. But obviously, when the next live thing comes, you guys will know what we're talking about from a live experience. But let's talk about what we need to do to build this week. So grab a pen and pad. And again, I hope you guys go back and rewatch this video and just grab some of those tips. Six months to a year's worth of knowledge in a weekend, simply by making a commitment. So what do you have to do in the final weeks leading into international convention? This is a process that everybody that's successful does. But let's first of all, number one, prepare. So this is, what do you do building into convention, working into convention? What are the activities you want to do to learn? First of all, I shift gears. And my entire focus is about nothing other than getting people to attend the conference. That's it. That's my number one goal. Because that one single thing does everything else automatically. And it's the only shortcut I know. It's the number one most important, impactful, and results-based thing you can do is get yourself and people there. So make it easy for them, right? And we'll talk about that in a second. But the first thing you need to do is be prepared. You have to be prepared to attend. So that means treat it like, now listen to this closely. This is the first time, because pretty much you had to been prepared if you were traveling there, because you have to travel there. So you have to work your schedule out. But now that we're not traveling here, some people are not treating this like it needs to be treated. This is the freaking $1 million business, guys. And this can earn you in the millions of dollars if you treat it like that. So the first thing I'm going to tell you to do is prepare it by treating it like you are attending in person all 3 days. I've heard, and I'm not picking on anybody, but I have to tell you from a leader's perspective and a role perspective, I've heard people say, well, I might have to work on Friday. If you were going to Greensboro and you would have been traveling on Wednesday and coming home on Sunday, would you have been working on Friday? The answer is what? No. So come on. This is $1 million business, a multi-million-dollar business. And all I want you to do is give it 3 days. Give it 3 days of your life. Give it 3 days of your life. Unencumbered. 3 days. 10 a.m. to 6:30 on Friday, 10 a.m. to 6:30 on Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5:30 on Sunday. I don't care what you have going on. This is one weekend a year for international convention. One weekend a year. 3 days out of 365. It's 1% of the year. Less than 1% of the year. Make it work. Right? So act like you're going, treat it like you're going to the event. Call out of work. Take a vacation day. Whatever you got to do. If you want something different, you have to do something different. Take off of work, figure it out. Don't multitask. This is some new stuff. Don't multitask. Don't say, well, I'm going to work on Friday, but I'll listen to it, and then I'm going to watch it. No. Guys, you should be doing this in a group setting. At least a small group of 2 or 3 or 4 people so you can experience with other people, right? And gain some benefit if at all possible, right? Even if it's just 1, 2, 3 other people plus yourself. Or come to me and Lisa's place. We're going to have 50 to 100 people set out underneath a bunch of tents spread out. It's going to be like you're at conference, right? I know Venus trying to do that too if they can dodge the smoke from all the fires out there, you know? I know a lot of people are doing it. I know Gina's getting together. A lot of people are doing these small groups. Do it, right? Let me ask you a question. If you could earn a 6-figure income by one piece of advice that came out through this weekend, and I didn't tell you when that piece of advice was going to come and show up, but you knew it was a single silver bullet that would make you 6 figures, would there be anything that would prevent you from watching all 3 days and not missing a beat? Well, I'm going to tell you guys something right now. That's the case. If you absorb everything from this weekend and you're not going to absorb it all, but like experience it all. You're going to know everything you need to do. And most importantly, you have the confidence and the swag because of the 3 days. Every single piece of this agenda is there for a reason. And yes, you can go back after you buy your ticket, or most of you already did, and rewatch some of it. But rewatching it on your own while you're doing something else versus experiencing it with a group of other people is not going to be the same. It won't have the same impact. It's better than nothing, but just be there. So if you're here, I had a lot of people, well, Don, I'm going to be there on Saturday. And dude, just come for the 3 days. Well, I'm supposed to do this on Sunday, so I'll just watch them. How about you just come for the 3 damn days? Make the commitment. I'm hammering this because I've heard it too many times. You have to know how critically important it is to make the commitment. It's $1 million business. If you want to make $1 million, how you do anything is how you do anything is how you do everything. If you want to half-ass the business, they're going to half-ass pay you. Give it the 3 days it deserves, right? And I'm not picking on any individual person. I've heard it a lot because people they're not treating it the same way because they're not traveling. Trust me when I tell you, treat it the same way. All right, so that's number one, prepare. Treat it like a business. Don't multitask. And think of it like there is a silver bullet, and you don't know when it's going to pop. And I'm going to tell you, guys, that's right. If you have a regular job, get the blue flu. That's what Cheryl just said. Whatever it takes. Man, I might have COVID. Do you really want me to come in? Nope. Oh, no. I'm good. I took some isotonics. I'm good. Whatever it takes, right? Lisa heard me yelling. Here she comes. So anyway, that's the first thing. Prepare. Treat it like a business. That's the first thing. Second thing. This is what you want to do. Lisa Martin, everybody. How many of y'all have not met Lisa yet? A lot of you haven't. A lot of you haven't. We'll give you a chance to say hi to her at the end. We'll unmute everybody.
Oh, I'm not allowed to talk till the end.
No. I was talking about everybody else. They're unmuted.
Okay.
She's always causing trouble. You're making me look like my head's even bigger because you're sitting too far away from the screen. I mean, it's pretty big already, but look at this. It's like, oh. Okay. So anyway, that's the first thing. Get prepared. This is your to-do list, guys. Prepare yourself. Get off. Treat it like you're attending. Please do yourself a favor. Treat it like you're attending. Don't half-ass and multitask. All right. That's number one. Number two. Number two is you need to make you should have already done this. I have mine right in here, right in this folder. I've been taking it with me everywhere. It's worn out. Right here. What I call my communication list. You need to make a communication list of everybody that you want to communicate with directly. Direct engagement communication. That is only two ways that count. A call does not count. I mean, a text does not count for communication. An email doesn't count for communication. You know what counts for direct communication? A phone call or a drop-by. That's it. Your people need to know you care enough about them to take some personal time, not a copy and paste text that you send to all your people. It's a shortcut bullcrap that people can totally know that you're doing it. And it doesn't have any value or validity. In fact, it almost devalues your relationship as an entrepreneur if you do it. Reach out directly. Give people a call. Encourage them and love them enough to get them to get to the convention, right? Right now, almost the whole entire team's probably sold out. And we have opportunities to find some tickets, and some tickets are starting to show up maybe a little discount or whatever it takes. Get creative. But make a communication list. So this is the first thing that you do. Your whole entire team, right, that are active and building right now, they're the first ones that go on your communication list. They're the ones that need the love the most, and you need to make sure that, number one, they're going, but number two, they are reaching out to their people directly. Do you guys remember, how many of you were in sports and remembered a phone, the phone call, what do we call it? I have it written down here.
The phone tree.
It's called a phone chain. Yeah, a phone tree or a phone chain. Yeah, remember that? Where like, hey, the game got canceled because of rain. Bill calls Sam. Sam calls Abby. Abby calls blah, 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 blah. And everybody gets a direct personal call, right? That's what we should all be doing right now. Not trying to shortcut with emails, texts, Facebook messages, Facebook posts. They are enough to just put information out there, but not to engage and not to show people that they really matter and that you really care. A phone call or a drop by. I'm stopping by. I'm going to stop by and talk to people, right? I did that already today, right? While I was running around. You got to do it, okay? So that's number 2. Make a communication list. Print off the whole team or write down, start with the most active people you have. Then engage all your leaders to do the exact same thing. Create a phone chain. Teammate, active partners to call, to sell tickets, and invite them to watch it in your watch party. You know, a lot of times, next thing, you want to put your fence sitters on there. Like the people that you've been showing a plan to, they're not really sure. They're not really sure if this is for them or not. Guess what I'm doing with them? I'm getting them to this event. And I'm going to invite them to come. Now, if they're a prospect or a guest, here's a cool thing about hosting a watch party, by the way. If you have prospects or guests, guess what? They can just come watch with you. Get creative. This is an opportunity to really get creative and get people to show. They can just come watch with you. You know, any unfranchised, you want to make sure they get tickets so it's fair for everybody, but don't be shy to bring a guest. Say, hey, it's going to be streamed on my TV. If you come and sit in over here, it is what it is. You understand what I'm saying? But get your guests there, right? Get creative, right? So fence sitters. And that's really what it's all about, okay? So that's that. And prospects, they should go on the list too. So start with your communication list, and then I have them right here. I use highlighters. I highlight in yellow the ones I want to connect with that I haven't yet, right? And then I either use the pink or the blue, and I like using the blue, my favorite, because when I take yellow, I highlight yellow, but when I put blue over top of the yellow, what color does it turn? Green. They're going. So that's how I like to do it. I highlight everybody I want to come in yellow, but I'm putting a little pink either mark next to it or something saying I actually called them. I didn't just text, that doesn't count, but I actually called them, okay? And I connected with them, and I showed to them that they matter to me and they have value to me, because they are an individual, and I cared enough to give them a call. And I didn't half-ass it. I didn't try to shortcut it because I didn't feel like taking the time to make the phone call, or I was a little shy to make the phone. I know what it's all about. I had all the same things, but I overcame it because I remember one thing. The people that are successful do what the people who fail don't do. And making calls and engaging people, or stopping by and loving them enough and caring about them enough to show them that they matter to you by either calling them or stopping by and having a direct conversation and letting them know how much you care and you want them to make it. And the number one way for them to make it is to make sure that they attend the convention and get rid of every excuse in the excuse pile to do it, whatever it takes. If there was a silver bullet in the event and you don't know when it was going to fall, but it would guarantee you 6 figures, would you walk and watch all 3 days and not miss a minute if you knew the silver bullet was going to get you 6 figures? And the answer is, yeah, it's going to be there. Yeah. She just doesn't know. Hey, Dad, Lisa's laughing at Silver Bullet because she doesn't understand. She doesn't know anything about, the Lone Ranger. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my God. She's like a Dina.
Y'all, how many of y'all know the Lone Ranger? Right, Joel? Come on, there we go. She don't know nothing about the Lone Ranger. Right? Right there. Right there.
I guess she'll have to inform me later.
Wolf.
That's right. What was that, Dan?
I thought you were talking about the werewolf. We used a silver bullet to kill.
Yeah. Yep. So that's that.
Kimosabi.
That's right, Kimasabi. Hi-ho silver. Yep. So, but that's what it's all. Yeah, look, see? Look, hi-ho silver away. Yep, there it is. All right, good. So that's that, guys. You make your communication list. You list them in order of most active on franchise owners and leaders, making sure that not only you're reaching out to them, that they're committed. Make it easy. Get creative. Host a watch party. Get everybody to come. If somebody's financially strapped, get them there and you figure it out is what the point is. Get creative, figure it out. That's why we're doing this. Help create an experience. Help pour into people. And then put your teammates that are active, and then the teammates that are maybe fence sitters or they're inactive, or how about this? How about people that were with the business before, but maybe they went through a challenging time in their life? They got married, they got divorced, they had a baby, they had, they got sick. They got all kinds of different things that happen.
Having a baby are challenging times.
They're challenging times for a lot of people. I just wouldn't let it be challenging for us.
But they're consuming.
They're time consuming. It's challenging to build a business while you do it. But the reality of it is the timing can change. And right now, guys, people are looking. You want to give them the fast track to success, get them to this convention. And then don't forget, reaching out to the prior partners is really important. I was just going to have you talk.
I just am checking to make sure too.
Oh, okay.
And you're lying.
No, it was I'm leaving this home. Prior partners is the last part of my list here to talk about. She's always calling me out. She's the only one in the world that's allowed to do that, by the way. So anyway, so that's it, guys. And start calling. And I want to tell you something. Yeah, if you have a plan showing, show it. But guess what my goal at the end of the plan show is? Ask Darwin. What's the first thing I did as soon as we ended a plan showing he just did? I said the number one, the most important thing you do. You want to change somebody's life, get them to attend this event. Darwin, what did I say as soon as I talked right at the end of that presentation, right before we got on here?
Yeah, he was right on it, man. I mean, just, we're trying to figure out a way to get this guy over here this weekend. I mean, the bottom line is that, the first time I ever went to this event, it was the same way, Don. We were thinking about quitting this business, and somebody gave me a ticket, and everything fell in line. And we went, and it changed our lives. I'm telling you.
So did somebody actually get you a ticket?
Yeah, and they sold us a ticket. They actually gave us a payment plan. We paid it, and then, we found a cheap flight down to Miami. My next door neighbor worked for Holiday Inn. He gave us a hotel. You don't even have to do any of that. That's a great thing about this. You don't have to do that. All you have to do is pay we got tickets out there right now for $100. Get a ticket and sit in front of the TV, man. It's going to change your life, period. I promise you.
It's what it's all about, guys. That's really, really it. So that's all I have to say, guys. And building it, my whole thing is being creative. Figuring out now, again, if we were building into an event where we're traveling, let people know, hey, you might want to get a bus and travel together. Or we're going to travel together, share hotel rooms, have everybody bunk together. There's so many different things we would do to make that happen. There was times where we had a couple people that would run a lunch thing to help it easy. And they would run everybody would contribute $10 and we would just create a big giant spread of lunch meats and salads and all kinds of stuff. And we would just go out in the parking lot and have hundreds of us there that would all eat together. But the reality of it is you just have to get creative. Create your contact list and start calling them and tell them, I care about you. I want you to make it. The single most important thing that you need to do is figure out a way to get to these events. I know you might have something coming up. You don't have to give me your excuse now, but I want you to get rid of the excuse. I want you to decide that you want something different and figure out a way to call out sick, dead, figure out what you need to do to give this business 3 days of your life that could potentially change it for the rest of your life. So what I want to say, and I'm going to turn it over to Lisa, is this. Norma's made it. That's right. Listen, Norma, I did the same. Norma just said when she went to her first international convention, she gave up, $2,000 worth of business. I will tell you right now, I gave up probably close to $4,000 of business at my first convention. I traveled down on a Wednesday. I came home late on a Sunday night. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday in August for a roofer. That average makes about $800 to $1,000 a day in profit because there's only so many days you can work, right? It was the single best loss of money I ever made because it's earned million cents. Here's the thing. If you didn't attend, let me just give you guys a scenario here, and I want you guys to think of this quickly, and then I'm going to have Lisa chime in when she comes back. But if you didn't attend and you saved the $200, and maybe you worked on Friday and even Saturday, and you made yourself an extra $400 or $500. So you saved, you saved and earned $750 to $1,000. Will making $750 to $1,000 one time change the rest of your life? No, I venture to say not. Because guess what? That $500 or $700 or $1,000 extra that you would have made if you worked, you'll figure it's going to be spent. But if you sacrifice that little bits of time and you get to this event and something clicks, and then you go out and tear this thing up, and in 2 years you have 6-figure residual income for the rest of your life, did that change your life? You see the difference maker here? One thing has a chance to change your life, the other one doesn't. Which one thinks is the best investment or chance to take? And it's every single time. Figure it out and let people know it's that stinking important. That stinking important. Really, really, really good. So I would say the priority to attend, guys, is the sessions during the day. 10 to 6:30 Friday, 10 to 6:30 Saturday, 10 to 5 Sunday. If you're within an hour and a half drive of my house, drive back and forth every day. You would have had to drive 8, 10, 12 hours to Greensboro and back anyway. It still will be less driving. Come enjoy it with us. Or find somebody that's within an hour or two of you and come back and go back and forth. Make it happen. It's so stinking important, guys. And I can't tell you how valuable this weekend is going to be for those who make the commitment to be there. Are you back, Lisa? Here she comes.
The kids missed an orientation, so I was having them watch the recording.
Got it. So anyway, anything you want to say about convention? Guys, by the way, there's some tips and some things that are coming that we're not even going to talk about, but there is a phenomenal technology about getting trial size sent to people that you don't even have to pack them. It's done for you. Just wait. There's Andrew already talked about it. He told it to our whole team already. So there's a crazy technology that's coming about enhancing trial size marketing and make it a click of a button where it does a lot of the work for you. I mean, wait till you hear that. It's going to be absolutely awesome. There's, new videos, new promotional materials, new systems, new products. I mean, you guys don't even know what's about to hit. New digital technologies, new integrated virtual technologies, but it's going to build into when we get back to normal. The things you're going to learn, and most importantly, you're going to meet the people and you're going to see all of the leadership that you might even know exists, that you don't even know them yet, that you're going to realize, wow, this guy is in my back pocket, or this girl's in my back pocket, and they're on my team at this event. So powerful. So anyway, go ahead.
I don't really know what you want me to say, but I mean, I think in general are you talking about the virtual event or just like international convention? What do you want me to say?
International convention.
Okay. You're so weird. Okay. So I think, I was actually talking to my cousin earlier today, and what's really cool about this virtual event is that I think we're all learning new skills over the last, 6 months or so that we've maybe not had before. And while digital will never replace in person, I think it can for sure enhance it. But maybe most exciting for building the business is that it's a really quick way to meet more people than you would ever have the time to meet, like in a casual first type of introductory setting, right? So I think ideally with virtual, we're connecting one-on-one, meeting people, and then you kind of sift and sort through who's worth your time, right? And then you take them through the process. So I think we've all learned how to use Zoom and how to be, as efficient as possible with technology, if you will. So, which is exciting just for building this business in general. I think we're growing a lot faster than we ever have because we're not wasting time in the car and we're not wasting time with people who don't deserve our time. Because it's a no-brainer to spend 20 or 30 minutes to meet anybody on planet Earth to see if they're worth plugging them into the evaluation process or what have you. And so I think along the same lines with this virtual event, I actually was talking to Andrew Weissman earlier today too, and I said the same thing to him. I said, I'm really excited about this because I think it's bridging a gap for us, because if you think about the masses of unfranchised owners, the majority of them, 80% of them are the stable and waiting, as JR says. And there's nothing wrong with that. We appreciate those people. And those are the people who love the product. They want to get it at a discount. They want to make a little extra money retailing product. And if and when timing changes or they meet the right person, then they get excited and they can kick it into high gear at any time. But that's the masses of our distributor base, but yet they're the least communicative ones, right? Because they're not getting to all the touch points. And
they probably wouldn't have gone to a live international convention,
right.
But now they're
But
probably going to go if you push them
Yeah.
hard enough.
But I think they need the invitation, which Don hammered the crap out of that. So, but I do think that, you know, that is one thing I try to be conscious of. Like anytime I think of somebody, I send them a text. And it doesn't always even need to be business, because you can just say, hey, I'm thinking about you, or give them a call and say, just checking in on you. Or what I've been really into lately is just the little voice memos over text message. I never did them very much, but Melanie Nelson and I chat pretty often, and she always uses them. And
so much better than text, by the way.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I would make an exception, because by the way, Drayton does it all the time too, and he uses a voice memo, so you're actually talking to somebody. They can hear your excitement, your voice inflection.
Yeah. And they don't misconstrue what you're saying.
Yeah.
The other cool thing is it goes away after someone listens to it. So then it doesn't clog up your text messages, and then you know that they listen to it. But anyway, so I think just realizing that this business is, you know, JR's whole goal of making it so affordable and so duplicatable and simple is that anybody can do it. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with finding the exceptional, talented people, because I appreciate working with those people. But again, from a business standpoint, the masses are going to be the people who are at a really busy season of life, whether it's newly married, whether it's, you know, children, or maybe they just don't have the belief in themselves or the belief in the business yet. That's okay. It all takes time. So this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. We don't know that they're going to do this again.
They'll never do it again.
I mean, well, listen, if it were me, I said this to Andrew today. I said, honestly, I'm curious to see what you guys think after this moving forward, because maybe what the company would do, and if it were my company, this is what I would do. He may not necessarily agree, but maybe make it more of an exclusive event and sell maybe, you know, 8,000 or 10,000 tickets instead of 20,000 tickets to the in-person event, so that it sells out really quickly, but then everybody else can log on digitally. So who knows what they're going to do. I would not be surprised if in the future they marry a virtual with an in-person, but who knows what any of that's going to look like. I digress. The point is, we may or may not ever have this experience again. And, you know, Lauren was telling me, like, yeah, she's like, you know, the events team is giving her a hard time because they thought they're going to save money on the event by doing it virtual, but they're not. Like, the company has invested so much money in technology and resources, and so from a business standpoint, I would think that they'd want to use that more often also. So whether it's for international convention, or maybe it's for like our regional
product
events,
symposiums,
our districts, and our
product stuff, like things that are knowledge based. Yeah.
But I guess where I'm going with all of this is it's just a great way. In fact, we need to reach back out to Dee. I've had so many people reaching out over the last couple months. Like, some of you have been around a little while, and go back to the people. This is something Don's so good at, but go back to people that maybe you haven't talked to in a while that used to be around. Yeah, he's got his whole color coordinated system. And call them, and they would be so happy to just plug in, because the one thing that our team has always done right is, like, we have a lot of fun together. It's a great group of people. Everyone truly enjoys each other's company. And so if nothing else, other than you're thinking of someone and you want to invite them to connect, they'll love that and appreciate that, you know, business stuff aside. But I think, you know, one thing JR always says is that the number one product we have is, anyone want to type it in? Belief, right? And so people now more than ever, they need something to believe in. And me too. Like, you know, we're both like very positive, optimistic people, but it's been, even though like we're grateful, we're healthy, we've had more time with our kids, like everything's good, we have nothing to complain about whatsoever, but it's been a struggle because we're not used to this. We're not used to not physically and emotionally connecting with people. So it's the same for all of us, you know, whether you're extroverted, introverted, like it's so easy to get in a funk. It's so easy to have a hard time getting out of bed and getting excited because it's a little bit like Groundhog Day, right? So I think, you know, what I'm looking forward to personally for this event is really just to like recharge. I'm really excited to see everyone that's coming to the watch party and spending time together. But I need something to look forward to and believe in. I need like that next chapter, that's something new, that's something exciting. You know, and so everyone's at a different spot. Maybe you're brand new, so it's all going to be new and exciting. But even those of us that have been around, like the company, like the only constant is change. They're always doing so. And I'm in the inner circle, and I can't even keep up. I don't even know half the stuff. So, but it's just always leaps and bounds, and they are so forward thinking years and decades ahead. We're not just thinking like through the rest of the year. We're thinking really long term, and working to invest in the future. And I love and appreciate that about the company. And that's something you just sort of have to experience and be part of the community for long enough to have that type of, I guess, faith and trust. But so I'm excited to hear what they have in store. I know that there's some incredible stuff coming out, like Don said, to make things so professional and so streamlined, and a really great way, because even if things are starting to kind of go back to, I hate the term new normal, like what is that? I hate all these terms, apart, together, apart, whatever, that stuff is like so stupid. But the point is, business as we knew it is changed forever. Like we're not ever going back to the way things were, and we shouldn't. As a species, we need to evolve. And so
it'll be somewhere, but it'll be meshed.
Yeah, it'll be somewhere in between, and we're kind of all flipping and flopping and figuring that out. And I think we've done a great job as a team. But we're also going to learn from other field leaders who are having great growth, and we might get a magic tip. You don't know where it's going to come from. It could come from a guest speakers, from someone's power profile. It could be a new technology.
We're all going to get a magic bullet.
Oh, you almost scared me. All these years I've been with you, and he still scares me. Like, whoa. I need a tranquilizer for Don. Anyway, it's just going to be a really good time. I know. I wish you would take Cannabis. Celeste, you should be so excited.
You're entertaining, Pastor Pat. He loves
really
when you put me on my plate. It's his favorite.
I really like my adrenals. Like Dr. Terry's like, you need some Axe and Bliss. Like, I'm like, I'm pretty good. And she'll know, because you live with Don. Like, you need to balance your adrenals. Like, yeah, okay.
But I think that's
yeah, good. I mean, just okay. That's good.
You missed all the stuff I said. You know?
Oh, I heard you. We all heard you all around the house for sure. Anyway, just plug in. Malaba's cracking up. Just plug in and attend. And like Don said, I think just get your people there. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be exciting. And listen, also don't rely on this stuff being recorded and think you're just going to catch it on the flip side, because I don't think they're going to.
It's not being recorded.
I believe that with a ticket, you get like a 1 or 2 week grace period where you can catch up. But they're not going to just throw everything up on YouTube 24 hours later like they do with an in-person event. So just like Don said, you have to be intentional and be focused. Don't just have it on and be sidetracked doing housework. You're saving money on travel and going out to eat and all that stuff. So just, you know, be intentional with the experience. Don't perceive the cost for the value, because it's ridiculously inexpensive. Most conferences like this are thousands of dollars, even virtually. And that's a true statement. So don't think just because it's a more of a nominal investment that it's not going to be the quality or the importance of content, because absolutely for sure it is. And you don't know what will spark you, you just don't know. So, and then also in your watch groups, you're going to be able to compare notes. And that's what I'm excited for, to like all have a meal together at lunchtime, is like, what was your takeaway from the morning, or what are you most excited about? And then leveraging each other's strengths, like some people are going to be like, this is what I'm doing immediately when I leave to implement and build my business. Well, maybe you can, piggyback on on that, and then maybe they can piggyback on what you're really excited about. And you know, we are all stronger together, because that's the beauty of a diverse team where we do all have different skill sets and talents. So it's going to be really awesome. I know just in our division for beauty products, we have 15 new products launching. Yay, it's been so fun for me. And some of them are categories of products that have like a multitude of shades and a variety. So it's just that to me, and they're all like, these are all of our exclusive products are things you use on the daily and that your customers reorder. So it's just it's gonna amount to so much volume for all of you who plug in and your teams plug in. You're gonna be hitting levels afterwards, because there's so many new products that are coming out that's how it always goes. You know, there's an influx of orders and customer sales and things like that. And you don't know what's going to be your favorite product, you know, or you might hear about something you didn't know that we had. So anyway, it's going to be really, really awesome. I'm super excited about it myself. Hi, yay.
Good job. Good
Yes.
job. Well, thank you for that. Vina, real quick, if you could just tell 30 seconds to a minute on your experience at your first event. Now, what's up, Quincy? My man. What's up, bro? What's up, Q?
Dawn, that's not telling you to take 30 seconds to a minute.
That's right.
I was going to say the same thing.
That's why I said it.
Don. Like,
That's
really,
why I
like
said it.
30 seconds?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Listen, they don't call me Junior for nothing, Dawn. Bottom line is this. You know I have a lot of new partners on here. And when I say a lot of new partners, there's just Quincy, hi, I just saw you. There's a lot of new partners on here. Here's the biggest thing. I could have never guessed what this would have done for me. I really thought Dawn was full of it. I won't lie. I know that's shocking to say that, but I really thought Dawn was full of it. I will tell you, not only did it change me, it changed my life. It helped me really resonate to, like Dawn said, when I was done, I walked up to him. I'm like, Dawn, I finally met my people. And the reason why I said that is there was like-minded people. I firmly believe when you say your people you're attracted to your type of people, that happens. That's the successful people. That's the people that want to make a difference. That's the people that have the heart. And listen, I'll be the first one to admit, I kind of have a crush on Lauren. I know you've never heard that before, but when she talks, it's almost like she's kind of followed me. She knows what's going on in my life. Like, I seriously think she stalks me. Like, she understands. So when she talks, I can guarantee you guys it's going to resonate with you. This is for $200. $200, you guys. For all my new partners on here, and there's quite a few of them, I want you to understand, that's $200 of the best money you'll ever spend. Again, it changed my life. But not only that, I had partners afterwards that had cake. Joanna was one of them. They came up to me and told me, this has changed my life. Changed my life. She's now met a new threshold, a new pin level. I have so many people that actually went to convention that have now made a new pin level. So I'm just telling you, listen, if you're serious about this business, this is something that you need to be at. And Dawn, I couldn't agree with you more. Don't use the excuse that you're not going somewhere. Don't use that excuse. Honestly, that's tired. That's done. Don't use that excuse. You are going somewhere. You're going to convention. You're just blessed, especially those of you that are on the West Coast. You're just blessed. You're not spending $300 on a ticket. You're not having to have that time frame difference. And you're not going to be crying like little babies that our time is different and that we got to get up and we got to party, because Market America people don't know how to sleep. I'm going to tell you right now, these people are insane. They're up all night long. So bottom line is this. I know I went over my minute, but you don't understand. The biggest thing I'm missing, Lisa, you're right. I am missing all of your faces. I am missing that connection, because that is such a huge part. But they are trying so hard to make sure we don't miss that by doing what they're doing. Don't let yourself down. You're not letting me down. You're letting yourself down by not showing up. So there you go.
There you go. Thanks, Vina. That was awesome. Mileva, give us some love. Yeah.
What's up? My phone's about to die. Can you guys hear me okay?
We got you.
Sweet. What do you want me to talk about?
What your
Convention?
first event did for you? Why everybody need to go?
Listen, I probably still wouldn't be here had I not been to my first conference. I was 22 years old. I did not have the money. I did not have any savings. I had just graduated college. I had massive student loans, and I figured it out. I like put things on a credit card. I borrowed like whatever it took, because I knew that the people that introduced me to this business wouldn't tell me to go if it weren't that stinking important. And so I went. And one of the amazing things that this business in general helps you do is grow. I mean, it's made me a better business professional. It's made me a better friend. It's made me a better woman. It's made me a better wife. It's made me a better human. Being around the kind of people that this business attracts. And so the neat thing is, as Market America has been in my life, as I've grown, because I'm not 22 anymore, over the past several years, one thing that's been a constant in my life is international convention, is every major event. I've never missed one. Even when I wasn't building, even when I was just kind of a glorified customer, building my freelance career, kind of like playing with this business on the side, not as serious, like I never missed a major event because what it did for my heart and soul. And now the most amazing thing is seeing all of the new growth and all of the new business partners. And I know so many guests are going to be attending with you. There's nothing more special than attending an event with new people. Like, I cannot wait to see the change that this makes in your life, because I can't say it any different or better than Dawn and Lisa and Venus said it. It's just, you owe it to yourself. You deserve to get the things that you want out of life. And every single one of you partnered with this business for a reason. And this international convention is part of that, like, period, over and out. So figure it out, get there, call in sick. I love when he says call in dead, like whatever you got to do, make it work. Just you owe it to yourself to be there. So just be there. That's it. Make the decision. It's the hardest part. It's making the decision.
I love it. Nice, Maleva. And so good. And that's just two examples of stories upon stories that you guys will hear. But the bottom line is, guys, care enough about your people enough to reach out and show them enough love and respect and appreciation to get them to come. Irritate them. Love them enough to do a little convincing. Love enough to do a little, irritating. Whatever it takes, get your people there. And we'll see you guys when we're there and really make it happen moving forward. So that'll be great. All right. So what I want to do